my God.
No.
And that's why you need a winch on your Discovery 3.
Yeah, so you can pull out your broken Discovery 3 out of the garage.
Yes, we still have the steel cable. There's no time. The day only has 25 hours. We need 27 hours. So that shackle is actually for my slack line. And before we start taking him apart, we got to clean up our shop because all the parts need to go into that shelf, and you can see that's completely full.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll talk her out of it and we start right away.
Now we're just going to clean up.
In this episode, we're going to take the body off our Prince Charming to get the engine out and get it fixed.
Hope you enjoy the video.
When you start taking the body off, there are a couple of preparations you need to do. Otherwise, it's going to bite you in the butt in the middle of the job later on. So the first thing you want to remember is you got to take the spare wheel off, okay? When you have later on the vehicle on the lift and you forgot that, it's going to be terrible.
And you look for the special nut lock, because otherwise you're not going to get the wheels off.
Here's that thing. I take it out because later on it's up in the lift and I may need it. The next thing I do, I'm going to prepare the cabin to store the major big components because we don't have any room, just like you. So the bumpers, the lights, everything get nicely padded and we store them inside the vehicle. So I got the seats folded flat and I got everything ready to go on the inside. It doesn't really matter if it's in ride height, in off-road height, or all the way sagged to the ground. It don't matter. But if you do plan work on your air suspension, you want to maybe deflate all corners and the reservoir while you still got power. Another important thing is that I prevent this lock from snapping in when I close now my windshield, because I want to open and close this later on. Where's the little key for here?
Yeah, on one of the keys probably.
Yeah, that's in here, so I better get that out. I also located the key for the winch in case I have to take the winch off when I do body work later on. Okay. Yes, it scratches the cover a little bit, but that's okay.
It doesn't move.
You don't want to have the man counter at 1 on the first task.
Now, come on.
Okay, man counter 1.5. Good. Okay, Vera got to go inside and make lunch.
Yes.
This means the man counter is going to go up. And please turn off your microphone so we're going to hear you in the kitchen down here.
Yes, I will do that.
Wow, that filter is old, okay? We got no dirt in Germany. Look who's back. Now I'm getting help again.
So we're working on the battery system. That car is almost like a virgin, you know?
Yeah.
Nobody ever touched it.
Yeah, that might be true, but there was no pressure on the AC. That's always a bad sign, because now we have probably a car with a dead AC. Ooh.
What?
There's a clip which fell off.
Oh my God.
We don't want to miss. Good.
So I have my first box. Today is January 11th. That is the Boddy-Off procedure, and it's battery and electrical stuff. And I purchased more than enough plastic bags because of all the oily stuff and the screws and bolts and nuts. That looks weird.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't know.
It is frozen. But
I don't know what that is. Maybe that has to do, you know,
The
bad
fact that
AC.
the AC is empty.
I don't know.
I actually never done that before. Putting a paper towel inside the plastic bag, that's genius. So look at the ground points. A lot of stuff which is wet, and then you wonder why your car has electrical issues.
So moving the electrical out of the way here, we just put that on top of the engine.
Yeah.
So you got my grab my S plier?
Yes.
There,
Oops.
good. Okay, it's down in there, and there it is. I
Explain
push
again.
these two buttons and I pull it off.
Okay. Oh, that was a vacuum hose.
Taking off the steering column.
Yes.
There, it's off.
So the noise you hear in the background is from our son Robin. So he is working on his masterwork to finish his apprenticeship. We have to take the wheel arches off, and there are some hidden clips and screws. And it's best if you take pictures.
Because the bolts are all different in all corners. And if you want to get it back together, okay, you have to know which bolt goes where.
Yeah, perfect.
Tension, okay? Ooh,
Oh my God.
I got all the body mount clips out. Now I can unclip this. There is now, for example, a bolt behind the headline. And you can't be sure that somebody who doesn't know that will just rip this off. And I realize now, oh, I forgot the bolt.
The tiny little bolt. If
see
your
it?
bolt is missing, somebody worked on that car and didn't pay attention.
And then when the last one is out here, okay, there is actually now a lifting motion required. If you don't know that, you rip off this part.
Okay.
And this is just a lot of dirt in here.
Yes, he drove it until it broke. So
Yeah.
he got 180,000 kilometers out of it.
Puts it on a scale of a Toyota without an oil change.
Yes. Oh, we will so forget that the screw is in here.
Oh no, I forgot a bolt. That's why. Okay. Oh, and this one is...
It's much easier.
Everything becomes suddenly much easier. And watch it, here is a plug.
Tire monitoring system.
Exactly, I didn't think of the word. And first wheel arch is out with the wheels still on, okay? We used to take the wheels off, but that is additional work. Just look at that. This is incredible looking. Okay, my sound is cooler than Robin's power hammer. This time I got the bolt out already.
Oh, I just wanted to ask.
No.
So and now you have to lift it. Yeah.
Okay, there it is off without
Oh, there's no dirt inside.
any damage. Ah, missed one. Damn. Always miss one. And there's the cable, which is important to be removed, because these sensors are expensive.
Yeah, very expensive. So that is really corroded on every Discovery 4 we've had so far. Your ground points.
This one is good.
Yeah. So and here is a plastic bag on your Discovery 4.
Yeah, and if you get a Discovery 4 and you see this plastic bag, don't think it was used for hauling trucks. I already checked. There are no trucks in there you can resell, okay? It's just something to dampen the noise or the wind or whatever. But when I saw it the first time, I got really excited and I thought, now I hit the jackpot. Taking off this ground luck so we can separate the body from the frame.
Yes.
And see, it's corroded underneath too.
Yes. We will fix all that. Wait a
Good.
second.
Ooh, forgot a cable?
No.
No, oh, the dust fall out.
It's reservoir and it's wet. They filled coolant into the dishwasher.
That can't be. I mean, nobody is that stupid. It doesn't smell like... I dropped one light fixture bolt down there, so we have to pay attention for that one.
Oh my God.
That can be quite painful. There we go. Second one. Good. They are like out of the store. How can this guy drive 180,000 kilometers, wreck his engine because he didn't do any maintenance, and then have this kind of a condition?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense. I would like to hit on him constantly, but I can't because the car is overall in such a great condition.
I'm just thankful that there are people like that, so we can afford to have 1, 2, 3, and mine is outside, 4 Land Rovers. So if you want to take the rear bumper off, here are 4 clips you have to take off.
I can get them like this, very easy.
Yes.
Pull them out.
Which is a DIY appliance.
Yeah, it's not available from Amazon. See, very easy. Ah, there it is.
Oh my God.
Okay. If you lock this up and you got no electrical, you can open this without electrical by just pushing here these little hinges on the inside, and then it opens back up, okay? Okay. Oh, this one is kind of loose. Look at that. There is, again, 1 pound of sand in here.
Oh my God, yeah. He lived in southern Germany. Another hidden one. The wheel arch liner comes out.
And don't forget the tire sensor. Unclick. And then this one comes out. Because we need to access here the filling.
Yeah, we will replace that.
Yeah, that needs to be replaced.
Yeah.
Put it onto the parts we need to buy.
I need to make a pile with
Yeah,
parts
and
we
then-
need to buy.
Exactly, and we put the car on it.
Oh, the first damage.
Yeah, that is bad. I snapped one off these before because I wasn't careful and because it's so cold today.
Yeah, the hands are kind of numb. Oh my God.
So this is
He
again.
lived in a sandy area.
I think last time I bolted in a little piece of aluminum right here to get it
Yeah.
back into position.
Again, that's Robin in the background.
Okay.
And no, our neighbors are not
Pile.
complaining.
Yeah.
Remember the tire pressure.
Yeah, got it.
He can fix that in the dark or when it's raining on a Saturday.
So there's a connector hidden under this lid, and while we're in this wheel arch, we're gonna take that connector off.
Yes, and your car will not start if that connector is not connected again.
Yeah, and guess how we know that?
Is it? Yes. And it goes into our pile. Good.
Unclip the bumper here. It's always a little violent. Straight back.
I'm stuck here.
Okay. There we go.
It has also a ton of dirt.
And before we forget, we disconnect all these plugs.
Yes, broken.
Yeah, that's a little bit broken.
So look at my pile of junk. That all goes into the trunk. So everything is stowed away. And guess what? Last time when we rebuilt this black mall crawler, he hit a piece from the Queen inside and thought it was from the Discovery, and then he missed it.
On the Queen for like the
Yes.
entire time, yeah. Oh,
You got it?
yeah, that would have been really bad.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna make myself a warm drink because I'm so frozen.
Yeah, I work on the brake lines.
Yeah.
Okay. Lucky me.
Yo.
There it is. Get this out of the way. And now we'll try it again. There we go. Good.
Oh, meine Handschuhe.
Good.
Fuck, ich hab mein Dings nicht ausgemacht.
Oh no. So I gonna have all your rambling out of the kitchen on the microphone now?
And when I'm on the toilet.
Oh Jesus. Good. Oh, Kacke.
Oh no.
And we're gonna need new
Don't
ones.
break them and don't lose them. I am filming.
Good. Okay, good enough.
Again, breaking loose.
Okay, it works. Yeah, here, watch it. This piece.
You grab
And you got 4 of them now, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, done.
Yes.
All brake lines are off.
Yeah.
Very well. So next morning, we didn't quite finish this yesterday on our Saturday. Now I know workshops take about 2 to 3 hours to take a body off. We take much longer. The reason is we got to record our video in the same time. So we wait for each other and sometimes we have to spend extra time to place the camera. The second reason is that the time it takes is not that important to us. It is more important that we don't do any damage and that we do it carefully and we put our parts away and we record which new parts we need and so on. I think by the time we have this body off today, we are probably around 4 to 5 hours, which in my opinion is not bad if we keep everything organized and recorded. This area in the front left corner is really cluttered up with hoses, and the pros get away without removing the fuel burning heater and the coolant tank. But for me, it's just too much stuff and I'm worried I'm gonna rip something off. So I usually remove the fuel burning heater and the coolant tank just to see what's going on and have enough room. And it's really not that much extra work, okay? This way I got this unit out and I can clean it later on and inspect everything. Make sure I know the hose routing. Same for the coolant tank. And that one is a little bit dirty here, so there was an oil contamination. We're gonna have to find this. So I got the engine bay completely finished. You can see there is a clear split line here. Nothing is on the way. I got the stuff tied in with some wires here. I got all the cables lying right on top. There's also the glow plug cable, which belongs to the body. That gets often missed. And then here the transmission plug. Over here the same thing. There is a nice split line. I can look down. Nothing is missing. And then here in the front corner, there are also cables which got to stay down with the body. Air lines here. There it's nicely separated on this plug. So there are a couple of areas like this one here. If you miss this one, it snaps off after like 3 inches. I still got to do the filler neck and then I got to do the transmission underneath. So the first thing on the filler neck is the central lock release here. For that, I have to go here through this compartment. And there is this cable here, which I got to unplug, and that's kind of tough. I got to open up this little release here below, and that's almost only possible with 2 people or I destroy something. So I got this out. You can see it got like 4 little tongues here. And what you got to do is first you unlatch the cable like this. Then this piece is still inside. Now you got to close these 4 up from one side. Best by having Vera do that. And then I pull on the other side and it came out.
And it's a struggle every single time.
And it can break easily and it's not available.
I was sent away just 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. So in order to take the filler neck out, you got to puncture through these holes here. You just knock this in like this. That pulls out a little pin. And then once that pin is out, I can go actually on the inside and release these latches. That works by hand. See? And this actually lifts out now. And I got to do that on 4 corners. There. So this is one of the most difficult parts to actually remove. You don't want to drop stuff down, obviously. Okay. I think I got it almost out. Okay, see, I caused body damage here.
Oh,
See?
dude!
That's terrible. That's the first scratch on this entire vehicle. And it's caused by me.
Caused by you.
So, this is the trick, okay, to get this out. I should have taken this lid off here first. That would have prevented these 2 little tiny scratches. So, let everybody admire those.
Polish them out. Oh, he stored the diesel filler lid here and he will not remember that.
Now I can take this bolt and 2 nuts out easily, okay? Without any hassle. Look at that. See? Now I can take this down here and I put the nuts and bolts back in.
Yes.
So I won't miss them.
And if you take your body off with a lift, sometimes you have to move up and then move down again because you forgot something. It is possible that you then squeeze your filler neck once it's lying down there. So pay attention to your filler neck. It happened to us. So the sun is over here, shining on our Queen and my Discovery 3. But our lift is here all in the shade and it's freaking cold. It's below 0. In the summertime, it's great that the lift is in shadow, but here in the wintertime, it sucks.
Are you making content?
Yes.
Because when you walk around, you hear me rattling the tools, okay?
Don't rattle.
Because we have 2 microphones.
Yes, that is like the worst idea ever.
Okay. First is the release cable from the parking brake. Don't want to forget that, okay? That comes out. Okay, transmission release cable. Yeah, like this. Oh, and I did a mistake.
No, what?
Yeah, I still got it released in the cabin, so I don't have enough slack.
Yes, we could lower down the car, but where's the fun in that?
Okay.
So I'll just keep the camera running for the insurance company.
Okay, there it is. See, and now I take this out, and this comes down. And now in order to move the car later on when it's on the ground, I got to pull this out. I have a special clip for it. So I got this little tiny piece of sheet metal clip here, okay, which I made. Now the little sheet metal piece is on and it's pulling the cable out. It's no longer in gear. This is the air intake to the air compressor. And I got to remove that one here.
And cut it off?
Yeah, see, there it's off. That one is easily missed and it snaps off here. Then your air compressor draws dirty air because there's actually an air filter on the other end. And then your air compressor fails. There we go. Okay, we're gonna loosen the 10 body mount screws. And we're gonna do this by hand because it's a Sunday. 4.
But we still get warm.
6, yeah. You wanna open them? It's still noisy.
It's still noisy.
Okay, now we're ready to drop it. So, put this underneath. Very well.
That is very interesting footage.
Yes, it is, because I'm relocating now from the chassis to the body.
Can you see that?
Yes, it got to be really close to the air tank, because we know when we lift it up, we catch the air tank.
Yes, we always
Okay,
have damage.
let me get out.
And he didn't trust me to do that.
No, it's cold today. Very cold.
Yeah.
Go up and stop, little bit. Okay, let me check the one in the back, which is critical. Okay, the body is gonna lift. And one more. This is already starting to separate here. What did fall down? Yep, there's one. There are always 2 of these, and we never found where they go. Oh, there's the second one. Yeah, we're popping off the plastic lid from the compressor, and it's hung up badly. So I gotta remove this compressor cover here because it's catching on our lift. Here it is. Good, but this clears now. Okay, this is always a divorce, okay? The papers are already partially signed from her upstairs. There's nothing I can do.
Yes.
Okay. This is all looking good. Filler neck is out here. And there's everything free. That's good. You got it off.
So now we're going to take a thumbnail picture with the drone.
So this one I'm gonna separate here first. It's a Sunday, no motorized tools. And you see how sharp this one is. Can you get the number from the emergency room? That was the drone branch. Okay, stop recording. We're taking a picture with our drone again because we got good clicks and good views on the last one.
Our lift is kind of in a not so favorable position for taking thumbnail pictures.
Yes. And we did now a nice summer cut on our trees, so we got a whole new perspective. Good. So the corrosion level I'm happy with. Yeah. Back here it's a little bit worse than in the front.
Nothing we can handle.
Now what we're gonna do different on this rebuild is that we're gonna finish everything on the vehicle before we put it back together. Normally we finish the engine, put it in, get the vehicle to run, and then we start with everything else, which takes of course a lot longer, but it gets us a lot more videos. But on this one, we wanna do everything in one clean sweep. So once this baby goes back on, that everything is new. From the brakes over all the fluids, filter on the automatic transmission, everything we see here is going to be rebuilt before we put it back together. And we see how long we take this time.
Because I think Christian wants to just get done so he can get a Jaguar, but I actually have different plans. So I actually want to get a F250 Super Duty.
Okay, yeah, I got a little bit of a hidden agenda, and that is not called F250, okay? I desperately want a supercharged V8, and with the 510 horse or with the 550. It died because of oil starvation. They just did not put any oil in. It's unbelievable. We gotta finish up this brake job here quickly because Vera's car needs MOT. Click, click. I got it already adjusted. I gotta close that hole with glue because we lost the plug.
Yes, it sucks that plug does not come with new brake discs. So we still have the plug, but it doesn't hold it anymore.
No, it's some generic plug.
Oh.
And I always glue it in like this.
We run wheel spacers and we love them. We run them on all of our cars except for the Queen. If you want to know which ones and if they are legal, please check out our video, which hopefully will be linked in the video description.
Yeah, it will be.
Good.
There is like a little tiny
A snake,
and I leave it in there because it found its home and it's allowed to stay here.
He got that one for his birthday.
Yes, thank you very much.
Talk to 140. Over on the hold. I call it breaker bar. That's
It's a breaker
German
bar,
word.
yes.
Yes.
That's what I would call it too. And it's called what we call it. And the rest of the world has to adapt.
We know what it's originally called, but we are here.
I sprayed the snail, damn it.
Oh, the snail. Yes, it's snail, not
It's
snake.
not a
And yes,
snake.
we know that.
Plus, it's called what we call it, okay?
Exactly.
So if we accidentally call it a snake, then this little snail is called from now on a snake. And the
Yes.
books will be
We
rewritten.
get so many comments that we called something wrong. I mean, I hope you guys speak another language as perfect as you expect others to speak another language.
And by the way, most of those are coming from Germans.
yes, oh, the
Because
Germans
the
hate
Germans
our
hate
English.
our English.
They hate,
Now, I do have to say, if there would be an option in YouTube to not publish our videos in Germany,
I would
click
click it
on
on.
it, okay? Because I don't need those comments out of Germany. And those people where we get nice comments from in Germany and they would want to watch our videos, they would find us anyhow by using English search terms, okay? But I don't need comments from Germans telling me that my English is no good, writing this in German. And I think we get those comments from those Germans who don't speak any English,
and
okay?
need the help. That's so he got the inspiration for that from the BMW guy out of Frankfurt. And yes, we know his name, but in our world, it's a BMW guy out of Frankfurt.
Yeah, that fits him much better, okay? He's
Yes.
from Spain. Now, he said in one of his recent videos that if Germany puts a speed limit on the Autobahn, he's going to go back to Spain, okay? And I agree with him. What do you need Germany for with a speed limit on the Autobahn? I mean, you can just close it and lock it up. There is then nothing what this country has to offer which is better than in other countries. Maybe chocolate, okay? But Belgium has pretty good chocolate
And the
too.
Swiss also.
Yes.
So, Christian, please explain for the very last time, because from now on it will be linked in a video description. What is that called?
Bremsen Service Pasta, okay? Pasta Verfrenie.
And
Everybody
there's no
got
English
it now?
translation on it.
No, there's no English translation. It's really funny.
But I already got the liquid moly replacement.
Because the BMW guy out of Frankfurt uses liquid moly,
No.
which is light blue. And this is silver.
Yes.
We're kind of tired of silver right now,
But
okay?
the can is empty, so
The can is empty.
no sponsoring.
This is going to be a long video. Now let me check first that I got everything. Wear sensor, tighten these to a clickety-click. 115 Newton
But
meters
did you
here.
torque them?
114 Newton meters here. Now watch it how I lift this wheel up so it doesn't hurt my back.
So you
Okay.
see the cars driving by. Christian has been working on our car for an hour now. And those guys driving by, they are going to the bakery getting...
So that's what you do in Germany, okay? You take your SUV and you go and get your croissants out of the neighboring town because the politics let every small bakery in the towns die, and now you got to drive to the next one over. And if it's so cold, you can't really take your e-bike, your cargo bike, so you take your SUV.
Yes.
It's all so good in Germany.
Yes, it's...
This is not a performance SUV. You can tighten them really like kind of half-ass and then tighten them when it's on the ground. When you tighten the rims on the Queen, that's a different story, and I showed that in a previous video. You got to seat them with 4 to 7 Newton meters carefully when it's off the ground. Then you tighten it on the lift with 70 Newton meters carefully in the correct order. And once you got it on the ground, you retighten them with 140 Newton meters. Those are 22-inch rims going 234 kilometers an hour by the book. In reality, the thing goes faster. We're not in the US going rock crawling. We are Autobahn drivers over here until they put a speed limit on it, and then we move to Spain too.
We didn't lose a drone in Spain, but today is a likely day that he's going to crash it into our trees.
Yeah, I'm about ready to cut that tree off.
Yeah, yeah, we need a thumbnail.
No. Perfect.
See, he didn't do it from the Queen.
Yeah, so no. So we got our drone picture taken here, and that will be our thumbnail, at least I think so. Oh, you know what? From over here it would have been a cool angle too. Oh wow, look, I can do a rain gutter inspection, and our rain gutter is looking horribly full. It's like
Yes.
gonna break down soon, so we're gonna have to get that fixed.
Christian does not allow me to climb up a ladder here because he's afraid of heights. So that automatically means everybody else on the planet is afraid of heights. So he's going to check if the parking brake is still working, because if your parking brake was working and then you mess around with your brakes and it's not working afterwards, don't write us. It is apparent.
Sounds
you heard
good.
That? Sounds good. It is apparent you made a mistake. But we cannot help you because we do not know what you did wrong.
But we know who did it wrong. 95% the problem with the parking brake after it has been reworked is that they miss those little clips on the cable, and then the cable has the wrong length, and then the brake fails again after like 6 months.
Oh, it sounds beautifully.
Yeah, that's the correct timing, what you hear. Okay, if this timing takes too long, your adjustment is off. If it goes too quick, your brake will jam. This is a parking brake. It's not in contact with the drum during regular operation. Never ever. That's why your shoes will actually last forever. But they corrode, and that's what destroys them at one point, because then they jam.
We do not need to do a bedding in procedure because we only replaced the disc brakes and not the shoes.
We're gonna have to do a test drive and see if the brake really works, because the MOT checks the function of the parking brake on a rolling road.
He
You
always
see?
thinks that only I'm capable of
and
doing
it's
that.
always about in this height. I think our lift is slowly giving up to the elements.
That is just the metal. Arms moving along metal. You know, it's not my cars falling down and breaking parts from the lift.
Okay, I'm sorry you guys. I gotta interrupt the video here really shortly, because I know we're gonna get all kinds of comments now that I mounted the disc brakes in the wrong direction of rotation here. Many of you already spotted this in the last video, and because we're showing here this footage again, we're gonna get a lot of comments again. So I'm gonna have to lecture about the direction of rotation. And thank you all for pointing out that I mounted them wrong, okay? For you guys it's a week later, but for us it's only a day later. And of course, what I found is that you guys are right, okay? Typically, when you have a disc brakes with holes, the holes are lined up with the internal vent slots. And when you're looking at the wheel in the direction of rotation, the vent slots sort of got a point on the upper end to the back. So you guys spotted this correctly. They are mounted wrong. I went to my buddy Simon from Powerful UK, and he made a video on it, and he was smart enough to write down an L for left and an R for right when he took it out of the box, because the plastic bag inside the box has actually the label on it. Thank you, Simon, for pointing this out and making it clear that I mounted it wrong, okay? Typically, you want the cooling air getting sucked in on the small diameter of the hub and then accelerated to the outside to cool the disc, okay? That's then assisted by the centrifugal force. On the Terra Firma we installed, the engraved lines are actually in the direction of the vent slots. So here, yes, the engraved lines should point towards the back, but those are not relevant. Relevant are the vent slots. In any case, on any vehicle, the structural integrity of the brake is not jeopardized when you mount it the other way around. It only affects the cooling. The rear brakes only absorb like 20% of the brake power. They never get hot. Where this would matter maybe is in the front. And remember, then it only matters if you also deliver air to cool them. And how do you deliver air into a disc brake to cool them? You gotta go 200 on the Autobahn, which this vehicle doesn't do. That's why slow vehicles like SUVs do not have performance brakes. This is why using performance brakes like these is a complete waste of time. This is something for a Range Rover which goes 250. There you can potentially take it on the north slope of the Nürburgring and get them actually to heat up. If you going down a mountain pass and you think this cooling addition is cooling down your brakes when you roll down with 15 miles an hour, no, it's not. And that's why it doesn't technically matter on this vehicle in what direction they rotate. This is not a performance car and it's not a performance application. And this is now completing my lecture, okay? Now, we did not buy these. We found them in our basement and they were a gift given to us from Nick Cross, okay? And we're still very thankful that we got them. Simon, I'm really sorry that I told now everybody that a performance disc upgrade on a 2.7 liter Discovery 3 is a maximum waste of money. Okay, maybe if you got the US version with the V8 imported back over to Germany and you run that on the Nürburgring North Slope, yes, you could benefit from it. If you have the disc brake on your mountain bike and there is a direction of rotation arrow on it, it's extremely crucial that you match that direction of rotation, because on a mountain bike, the direction of that spoke is actually part of the structural integrity of the brake. If you would mount that wrong, that brake is gonna fail and cause you to flip over and knock in your teeth. But on a vehicle, the structural integrity is not jeopardized by rotating the disc the other way around. It's pure cooling.
I just wanted to say, we just found out that we have a scratch in our lens.
What Vera is trying to say, if you see now that scratch, it's not dirt and we can't wipe it off.
Yes,
you have to live with
and we don't have a physical crash that we can remember. I only crashed into a dog.
Okay, another thing we're gonna have to address in this episode is my comment about the Nocco unit, that it sucks, okay? Now, maybe I should have said our Nocco unit sucks and not all of them, okay? I said this brand sucks. Maybe that's not true. A lot of you guys pointed out that your units work all the time and they never made any problems, okay? It sounds like the people who use them like daily, okay?
Yeah, we don't do that.
We only used it twice and it failed twice. It was empty twice. So Vera just got it out of the car. It's negative temperatures outside. I'm gonna turn it on now. And it has full power, first of all. A lot of viewers told us maybe we have a bad unit. That's a potential. Other viewers told us maybe we turned it on accidentally because that button is kind of, you know, right here exposed and we just throw it in the car. That would be user error, okay? Or dumb design, I don't know. But I want to take back that this unit sucked. If I find out that ours doesn't hold the charge correctly, I'm gonna come back and say that the unit sucks again, okay? Because I'm not sponsored. I can do whatever I want in our videos, yeah? But right now, I gotta say, if so many of you have good luck with this unit, I'm gonna give it another try. And I take back that I said that this brand sucks. And if they fix it under warranty for us, I'm all happy, okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my electrician knowledge, okay? So red's black and plus is minus. I'm gonna connect a load to these two and an amp probe, and then I'm gonna monitor how long it takes to discharge this unit, and I'm gonna calculate back if this is about equivalent to the stored capacity of this unit. And if it calculates back to it could be a 58 watt hour lithium iron, could also be a 53. There is a scratch in the number. Oh. Okay. If it calculates back to that amount of energy, then it's not a problem of this unit. I expect it to be at least within 15% of this value. Otherwise, what's printed on here is not true. Okay. Oh, wow. This is really.
And those who say, they use it all the time. You must be Toyota drivers because a Land Rover starts every single time unless the crank snaps.
That really made Vera wonder when everybody said it works all the time. We use it like daily. Oh, we use it before lunch and after lunch and it always works, okay? Were there any other complaints in the last video we have to address? Oh, the microphones.
The microphones, yes.
You guys see us using these microphones now. We're trying to improve the sound in our video. Because when I'm further away from the camera, I gotta turn towards the camera and yell towards Vera that you guys hear it. But in the last video, as well as in this video, there are a couple of scenes where I turned my head away from the microphone and you actually hear my voice duller than normal. But you hear it better for a big portion of the video, okay? So please live with that. This is not a studio production operation from LR Time where we have somebody to keep sound and 2 camera people and 5 cutters. It's only me and Vera, and I gotta cut these videos basically after work and we gotta film them on a Saturday. That's all we got. And if there is no sound, there is no way to save that footage. The footage is wasted. So if I have bad sound, I amplify it in my video editor and try to make the best out of it. We know when we edit that the sound is bad. We know it. And we try to improve it. And we already spent time improving it and we could not improve it anymore. Every YouTuber has to deal here and there with bad sound. Just like every viewer has to deal here and there with bad sound. Right now, our furnace kicks in and loads pallets. What am I gonna do? Repeat the scene now for you guys? Or are you gonna be able to live with that sound interruption from our furnace? Maybe I shorten that lecture and do it again.
No, that was a good lecture.
And sometimes, also in this episode, you have to live with that Vera is not used to this microphone, so she wanders off getting a coffee or something, and she forgets to turn the microphone off. And I have even the pleasure during editing to cut out the footage where she went to the restroom.
Oh my God, don't say that.
Okay, but as you saw in the episode, I left the footage in where she was in the kitchen, including her oh my God when she realized that her microphone is still on, okay? That's it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed us taking the body off and giving you long lectures about stuff. And at that point, we want to thank our Patreons a lot for their support, and
we'll see you next Sunday.
Yeah, hopefully with taking the engine apart of our...
Yes, we're going to take the engine apart of Prince Charming.
Right.